In this video, I will be addressing the mindset of a trainee going through Army basic training amid the coronavirus pandemic. And as the great poet Eminem once said, you only get one shot. Do not miss the chance to blow, go, glow. This opportunity only comes once in a lifetime, so you better get your mind right and get her done the first time. What I'm trying to illustrate in this video is that basic training in of itself is going to be challenging, and the rest of your military or Army career is not going to be what you're about to experience. So let's get our minds right, and in this video I will be addressing my tips and advice to you on how to handle some of these stressors that I feel is making basic training more difficult for you versus somebody else pre-COVID going through basic training. So with that being said, stay tuned. What's up everybody? Welcome back to Team SWARTZ, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. Here I post a ton of Army basic training tips, recruiting, and other Army related videos. So if that's what you're into, consider subscribing to this channel, hitting that bell icon, and turning on all notifications so you don't miss anything. I'm Sergeant First Class SWARTZ, your local New York Army National Guard's full-time recruiter and part-time drill with our recruit sustainment program located in New York City. And with that being said, if you happen to be from New York and would like to see how we can help you reach your goals, you can get started now by sending me a text at the number on the screen. Get started today with no obligation to join. Many subscribers or non-subscribers have commented below my yellow phase video or other COVID-related basic training videos that I have posted, telling us that they feel that the trainees that are going through basic training amid the coronavirus pandemic are getting it easy, that the Army's getting soft, and basically saying that they're a POS, okay? And if you're one of those people, you're a clown, and you need to start beating your face right now. So beat your face. With that being said, I feel, and in my opinion, that Army basic training is actually more challenging and difficult for a trainee to go through basic training now versus someone who went through pre-COVID. Now hear me out before you blow me up in the comment section, because those of you who completed basic training pre-COVID, you know that you don't have a choice in how things are run. So due to COVID, due to the restrictions and the guidelines and all the alterations that we had to take and put in place to make everyone safe to complete the mission of transitioning you from a civilian into a soldier is not their choice. And you should not punish or make a soldier feel less of a soldier because they have to deal with the COVID restrictions. I mean, that's immature. Later in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the tips and insights that I feel that you should do to help prepare yourself mentally to go through Army basic training amid the coronavirus pandemic. So make sure that you stay tuned to the end of the video. Basic training is already designed to be a stressful environment. I mean, think about it. You're far, far away from home. You're away from your friends and your family. You're completely out of your element, out of your comfort zone. You're being told what to do, when to do, how to do it, whether you feel like doing it or not. You have absolutely no freedom at all. We micromanage everything that you're doing to the minute, from the moment you wake up to the moment lights out and you're going to sleep. In addition to the normal stressors of Army basic training, now you have to worry about COVID restrictions and other COVID related issues that could arise during your time at Army basic training. For example, if you catch COVID or if you're in close proximity of somebody else who does catch it, right, you could go into isolation or quarantine for a minimum of 2 weeks, which I will address later on in this video, okay? With some of the traditional training and experiences that a normal trainee would get pre-COVID is not being offered now during COVID, like the shark attack, right? That is no longer a thing due to COVID restrictions, right? So there's no more shock and awe and the yelling and the screaming and the extra PT that you would normally do during the shark attack, to include no more combatives, obviously, right? Close proximity to somebody else, especially in the beginning when you're first getting there. We don't know who's got it and all that good stuff, or asymptomatic and whatever, right? In addition to that, there is no more family day. The family day has been replaced with a soldier day where they get a few hours to themselves, an on-post pass with restrictions, and they get their cell phone so that they can reach out to their friends and family and just unwind for a few hours before coming back to a training environment. In addition to that, there is no graduation in-person ceremonies where family and friends can come and watch you graduate and honor that historic day that people who went through basic pre-COVID, you're not afforded that opportunity. You're being robbed of your total basic training experience. So these few things right here that I just stated, more so for the family day and the graduation day, is why I feel that basic training is harder on a trainee versus somebody who went through pre-COVID. It must be nice to see your friends and family on family day and graduation day. So shut your mouth and beat your face if you still feel that they have it easier than you did. Graduation ceremonies are now conducted via Facebook Live. Okay, they don't charge you for it. So if you see an account telling you that if you click on this link, we'll stream your account and they charge you a fee, those are scammers. The Army will not charge you for a graduation ceremony. It is free through their official installation page on Facebook or the individual company page that your soldier will tell you about prior to their basic training graduation ceremony. It lasts about 30 minutes or so. It's the best that we could do within the circumstances that we're currently in. So until they come up with a vaccine or a cure, or if it just magically disappears, these are the guidelines and policies that are in place from this point forward until we clear COVID. Unfortunately, mom, dad, family, and friends, I empathize. I feel bad for the soldiers. I feel bad for you. It sucks. But it's for the safety of everyone involved, and our utmost concern is the safety of your child or friend. I apologize, and hopefully we can get through this, and we'll get through this together. So just bear with us. It is what it is. Don't stress the things that you have no control over, unfortunately. So as a trainee going through basic training, you're gonna be so annoyed by the COVID restrictions of wearing a face mask wherever you go, exercising physical distancing of double arm intervals, or maintaining your 6 feet intervals between each other. More so in the beginning, but throughout training, right, to exercise, good protocol. You're not gonna be able to eat at the chow hall or inside the DFAC, as we call it, right? So you're gonna be eating a lot of hot A's or pre-cooked meals that are like buffet style in bins that they serve you outside or in the barracks or wherever you're at that time, okay? So you're gonna be getting yelled at a lot. 6 feet, 6 feet. When I experienced all these things at the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy back in July when I graduated, okay? So we had to wear masks, we had to exercise physical distancing, hand sanitize, wash our hands. We barely spent any time indoors. Most of the time we're in bleachers or sitting on the ground outdoors. So I hear you. It's gonna be stressful, okay? Just have a strong mind and your body will follow. I promise you, okay? As annoying as it is possible, and you will earn that title of a United States soldier. So the elephant in the room, the biggest, worst thing that could possibly happen to you in basic training is if you in fact catch COVID or are in close proximity of somebody else who tests positive and you have to get quarantined or isolated for a minimum of 14 days. Like I said before, basic training in of itself is already stressful as hell. So being placed in quarantine or isolation where you're away from everybody else, you're no longer training, you can't do anything other than possibly individual PT on your own, and you're in a room with one other battle buddy, and you're isolated from the world. You'll get your cell phone and everything. I did a video, I'll post a video link right up here about quarantine and isolation if you want to know what you can do there or not. But it's going to be a huge stressor on an individual trainee. It takes you out of the training environment. It puts pause on everything. So that means it's going to delay your training at least 2 more weeks to wherever you're at in the training cycle. Plan on being bored. Very, very bored. And unfortunately, when you're bored, what do you tend to do? You tend to think a lot. You tend to overthink and overanalyze and worry, right? And get frustrated and annoyed, agitated. I get it. At some point, and many have and do, begin to question their why. You start overthinking everything and you start analyzing, Did I make the right decision? Should I leave? Should I quit? Should I refuse to train, and so on and so forth, etc., etc. This will be your biggest challenge at Army basic training. Not the obstacle courses, not the rifle marksmanship or tactics or anything else that you'll do in Army basic training. If you're in fact put in isolation or quarantine, right? Or even during yellow phase when you're restricted to just the company area and there's not a whole lot of fun and exciting training that's going on, is your self-talk. You're bored, agitated, and frustrated. You just want to get it done, get to training, and all that great stuff, right? This is where the mental challenge comes in. This is where your mindset is imperative, okay? You must be resilient, and the Army will teach you about resiliency throughout Army basic training and throughout the rest of your military career. Because the military is so stressful, we have to be resilient, and they will talk with you and teach you how to be resilient, different exercises, different know-how, and increasing your awareness factor, basically making yourself more self-aware and disciplined and resilient to what it is that you're experiencing and how to overcome those obstacles, both mentally and or physically, of what you're experiencing. How you speak to yourself, the choice of words that you use in your head, will dictate and drive your mindset, your mentality, and your attitude about your current situation and how to get through and manage your feelings, emotions, and actions throughout Army basic training. Mindset is everything, and like I said, it's going to put a pause on your training cycle, so that's going to place you in a new platoon, a new company, right, to go back to the beginning of the phase that you last left prior to quarantine or isolation. And that in of itself is going to be like, oh my God, I was in week 7, why am I now at the beginning of week 5, right? So just keep that in mind, unfortunately. So just prepare yourself that if you are in quarantine or isolation, just mentally prepare yourself that that could possibly happen. That way it's not a shock to the system like, oh my God, I didn't know this could possibly happen. Now you're in the know. That's half the battle. Knowing is half of the battle. I get it. It's going to add more stress, make it more inconvenient, but you have to be resilient. Have a strong mind and your body will follow. Get your mind right. Get mentally prepared as much as you possibly can before leaving, which is why you're on this channel. I'm helping you out. I'd even go to suggest that expect to go into quarantine or isolation for at least 2 weeks. That way, in the event that it does happen, you already expected it, and it's not going to be like, damn, what the hell happened, right? So you expected it, and you'll be able to execute much easier than if you didn't know, you could always hope not to, but if you expect it to happen, right, and it does, it's not going to be as much of a shocker. And if it does happen, right, no big deal. You knew that that was going to happen. If you find yourself in the position of being in quarantine or isolation and you find yourself having negative, deconstructive thoughts about your current situation and everything that you're going through, all the above, everything I just previously described, I need you to ask yourself why you were there. Why did you join? Keep your why at the forefront of your mind, okay? What is your motivation to be there? Are you doing it just for yourself and whatever those reasons are? Are you doing it for somebody else? Maybe, you're doing it to be that example for your child or something like that. Whatever your reason or why, it's gotta be stronger than your worst excuse. If you are religious, I suggest that you pray. Lean on your battle buddies. Find others that are within the same religion as you and pray together. You're not alone. Lean on your battle buddies for support. You will have battle buddies for life, especially when you're embracing the suck like this. Together, you will embrace the suck, make it better, and do better. I guarantee you basic training is going to be tough. It's going to be hard, and it's going to be a challenge. Harder now more than ever, obviously, right? But if you have the right mindset, you prepare yourself, I promise you it will be worth it. Embrace the suck. Consider this as character development, like I love to say to myself when I'm doing my self-talk during my ruck marches. I ruck an average of 8 to 12 miles a week on the beach in Staten Island, New York, okay? And when it's raining or it's snowing or what have you, right? When I'm, embracing this suck and just the ruck alone, and then the elements want to rain or do whatever to me, character development, it's going to make me stronger. It's going to make me a better person, so on and so forth, right? It is going to shape and mold you into your best version of yourself. Stick in the fight, stay in the fight. It is easy to quit on yourself. And remember, your mind will want to quit on you before your body. So push yourself beyond your limits, your perceived limits, because your limit's not really here, right? That's your mindset, right? Or your mind blocking you from you achieving even further or higher greatness, okay? Push yourself beyond your perceived limits. Your drill sergeants will not fail you, so do not fail yourself. Have that self-discipline to push on, okay? It is easy to be great in today's society because there's so many minimalists or mediocre people out there that is not willing to put forth that effort, that action, right? To be better and to do better. If you strive for perfection, you will land or settle on excellence. Push yourself every single day. Mental strength comes through your trials and tribulations, your struggles, the things that you endure and get through. And when you accomplish it, it puts that threshold a little bit further, and you'll be surprised at how much you can endure and experience, right? And that is when growth and strength builds on, okay? You're a freaking warrior. And during my RSP drills, my warriors will attest to this, that when I walk around and I scream at the top of my lungs, "Who am I?" they all have to sound off simultaneously at the top of their lungs, "I am a warrior." You're a freaking warrior. You are somebody to be reckoned with, okay? Have a strong mind and your body will follow. So if you find yourself in the dumps and you're feeling down, you're feeling low, just remember that you are an effing warrior. Act like one. Prepare yourself. Do your best. Forget the rest. Everything is on you. You can do it. I believe in you. And even if you're down to your last dollar, you always bet on yourself. And I guarantee you, if you put forth real effort, you have a good, positive mindset, lean on your battle buddies for support, and I guarantee you, I promise you, you will get through it, okay? At this point, if you made it this far into the video, do me a favor, drop a hashtag Team SWARTZ down in the comment section, like this video, smash it if that's something that you're into, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Hold up, wait a minute, like this video and follow me on social, and while you're at it, go ahead and check out one of my other videos right over here. Just pick one. They're pretty cool. I mean, I liked it. I mean, I was in it. Spoiler alert. I teach you something. Just saying.